Hi, this is Larry from Beckys Horse Rescue, and this is Horse Sense. Now today we're going to talk to someone that's a very important person in a horse owner's life, and that's the farrier. And Colin has been my farrier, has been Envy's farrier for 10 years now. So he's going to talk a little bit about the importance of a farrier in your horse's life. So go ahead.
Well, you know, keeping up with your horse's hoof care is vital for their health. If they're going to be walking around on their feet, you have to maintain them, and they do. That's how they get around, is on their feet. Like the old adage, no hoof, no horse. So it's super important that you take care of your horse's hooves. Have them maintained often. If your horses are barefoot, they need to be maintained more often. You know, during the wet season, they really need to be looked after a lot. There's a lot of factors that can affect hoof health, not just environment, but diet also. Your farrier needs to be helping you with that. If they don't know anything about diet, find somebody who does. It's really important. It can really affect their health.
Now a lot of people say, well, wild horses obviously don't have farriers, but wild horses are not in the same environment as we provide to our horses here, correct?
Exactly. A wild horse can travel anywhere from 15 to 30 miles a day. And here in domestication, our horses are lucky to travel that far in a month. And so you're looking at a big difference. Diet too. You know, we feed our horses domesticated feeds, processed feeds. Wild horses don't get that. They get what Mother Nature provides.
So for a certified farrier, what is their educational background?
For a certified farrier, it's a really kind of running the gamut as far as that goes. There's a lot of schools out there for farriers. You can go to lots of places that'll get you certified, but really you want to look for something that's going to be accredited, like towards the American Farrier Association or something like that. Somebody that's credible. You know, there's not really a need to be certified to trim horses' hooves, unfortunately.
So that's right. There's no it's not like it's a vet where there's licensing requirements and there is charges that can be brought if somebody is pretending to be a vet and they're not.
Right.
I can go out tomorrow and say I'm a farrier, even though I have no background as far as doing that type of work.
Yes, and you see a lot of people out there like that, and I'm not saying they're all bad, but it's not all good either if you haven't been to school to learn the ins and outs of how to be a farrier either.
And the farrier can cause not only not pick up certain problems with your horse, but they can cause a lot of damage to your horse as well, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Not knowing how to trim the hoof properly can cause a lot of damage from the ground up, because really how they stand on their feet can affect everything from their lower joints up to their, spine, neck, and everything else. So it's really important.
So you can have damage that's evident immediately, but you can also have damage that won't present itself for years to come.
Exactly.
And so that's why it's so important to always have somebody that you have a lot of confidence in. Colin, can you give us any ideas on how people out there can find a good farrier? Do you have any?
I hate to say this, but the internet is a good way, but look for accredited farriers, people who have certifications. Find out what those certifications should be. I mentioned the American Farrier Association. That's a good one. The AA NHCP is another good one. So that's a major natural hoof care certification. So your vets will be really knowledgeable as far as farriers are concerned. A lot of vets will know how to find a good farrier. Word of mouth is another good way. Word of mouth. People who have been around horses a long time know what a good farrier looks like.
And talk to your farrier particularly when they're first coming up. Talk to them about your horse's hoof's condition. Some of them Colin just goes and gives me all the information he's picking up, but other ones won't. They're trim, and then when I say, well, what's the right line look like? Do we have signs of laminitis? Do we have signs of some type of major imbalance? What's going on? And then they'll say, yeah, well, I saw this and I saw that. But talk to your farrier, develop a relationship with your farrier. You really need it. It's very important. Another little trick, this might be a little nasty, but if new horse or new farrier, particularly new farrier, after they've done a couple trims, if your vet comes out, just ask them what they think of the horse's feet. Might be a little bit sneaky, but I personally can only do really the broad strokes, the fine line, the balancing, and exactly where the toe is supposed to be. That's way beyond my skill set. So just ask your vet. Say, hey, what do you think of their feet? And pick them up and see if they think they're balanced, if they're being done correctly. If not, get another farrier. If they're not being done right, get another farrier.
Right.
It's not worth the issue.
Right.
But anyway, well, that's it for today for Becky's Hope. Colin has to go, and you can see he's got a number of clients waiting for him right now. We always have our horses up, ready for the farrier, and we always have somebody here in case something happens between the horse and farrier. If he gets hurt, someone's got to be here to help him. But our horses are always up and ready for him, so he can just jump on it as soon as he gets here. But that's it. That's Horse Sense from Becky's Hope Horse Rescue. Thank you.